Today was an absolute brutal loss, but it may not be as bad as you think. I'll tell you why. Today on Locked On A's.
You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am your host, Boney, one name, all passion, zero filter. This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement. We are stacking chips, we are building a dynasty, and we are making noise. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button wherever you are following the show. Today's episode is brought to you in part by FanDuel. Football season is around the corner. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bet today. Guys, it was brutal today. Tough loss, no question about it. It doesn't get any tougher. 10th inning meltdown, 6 runs in the 10th to blow it. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But was it really? Did the 10th inning really cost the A's the game? Because we had a lot of missed chances earlier on in the game we didn't really take advantage of. It started off with a 3-run bomb right off the bat. Just an absolute wild start. We'll talk about it. First, I want to talk about why this loss, and as much as it hurts, isn't as bad as it may seem. George, good evening to you. I have been an A's fan for over 30 years. I know if you swing at the first pitch more times than not, it's an out. How come players don't see that in regards of Butler's lazy fly ball out? You know, the A's historically in this season, even last year with this lineup, have been an aggressive type of hitting team. I don't mind the first pitch swinging, even though I do feel like they have more quality at bats when they work the count a little bit more. But what I was more upset about in Butler's at bat was Soderstrom walked on 4 pitches, just the at bat before to load the bases. I mean, take a pitch. I was a little upset at that. RD Kelly should go to the All-Star game as the designated pitcher. Kelly had a tough one today. There's no question about it. I mean, it was just one of those days for Kelly. But Kelly's been good all year. He's arguably one of our best relievers, even after today's awful outing. And it was awful. A third of an inning, 1 hit, 4 runs, 3 earned, a walk. He had a rough go of it. No question about it. But still, after today's outing, his ERA is still under 3. Pete, how are you, sir? Here's what I mean with regard to this loss is not as bad as it seems. Now, every loss that happens with the A's, and you guys have heard, I've talked about playoffs and this and that, and you may think it's just like, hey, kind of being sarcastic. I'm dead serious. When I go through a season, whatever team I'm rooting for, I still hold out hope that the A's, in this case scenario, can pull off something like 12, 13, 14 games in a row. Now, with that being said, I understand the odds are highly against that. But as a fan, I still believe when I've talked about 83 wins getting into the postseason and keeping track of that. I mean, right now it's 27-9 down the stretch. Do I still believe that can happen? Do I still hold out hope? Do I still truly believe it? 1,000%. Do I understand the odds are against it? Absolutely. But every loss like this hurts. Now imagine if this team, how bad this loss would hurt if it was truly in contention. If it was truly coming down the stretch and we lost today's game. The bullpen hasn't didn't lose it for us. In essence, it did. But you can't really blame anything on the bullpen. The bullpen up until the 10th inning today allowed 2 hits all series. 2 hits all series the bullpen allowed. No earned runs, excuse me. For the last 22 innings, the bullpen has allowed 2 runs. For the last 22 innings. That's an ERA of 0.83. That is ridiculous. I mean, that is off the charts. So the bullpen's been delivering. And obviously there was a few things that was disappointing about today's game. What's up, Pandra? How are you, buddy? Man, was it a great game until the 10th? How did we just crumble like that? I think we crumbled in the 9th, Pandra. I think we crumbled in the 9th. The bullpen, like I was saying, the bullpen has been so good. 22 innings, the last 22 innings, they have allowed only 2 runs, 2 earned runs. Sooner or later, mathematics is just going to catch up with you. And that was bound to happen. We lost today's game in the 9th. We lost the game in the 9th. And that's been a common theme of this team throughout the year. First and second, no outs. Can't deliver a run home. First and third, or a runner on third, 1 out. Can't plate the run home. But what do we do in that situation? We got first and second, no outs. Shea Langeliers coming to the plate. Do we really tell Shea Langeliers to lay down a bunt? Put it second and third and 2 outs? 1 out. Second and third, 1 out with Rooker coming up. Would it have mattered? Probably not. Rooker would have probably K'd anyway. And is it really their fault? Baseball players are being taught these days that they don't hit situation. There's no such thing, or it has been. It's so much more less important to have situational type of hitting. It doesn't happen much in baseball anymore. If it's first and second, first and third, 1 out, or no one on and 2 outs, hitters have the same darn approach. Swing hard, swing for the fences. And that's what the analytics says, and that's what the players are being taught. And that's what they have to go by. I don't necessarily agree with it, but what I do want is a game like today for to go in the memory bank. They remember what a game like today feels like. And everyone needs to get better. From the coaching staff to the hitters to the pitching, everybody defensively. But I'd rather much lose a game today when what are we, 18 games under 500? We are 56 and 70, 14 games under 500 with 36 games left versus next year, we're hunting down a wild card spot. In that sense, I'm okay with it. If there's such a thing as being okay with a loss. And when I come back, I want to talk about the loss. I want to talk about the missed chances we had. I want to talk about the wild start to the game. I'll see you in a minute. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you are calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. I am taking Jordan Love as my MVP this year. It's a flyer, but I think the kid from Green Bay will have a huge year. Wouldn't it be fun, though, to see the Niners and Raiders in the Super Bowl? Highly unlikely, but hey, how about parlaying the Raiders-Niners as division winners? I bet you that'll pay a few bucks. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bet now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. Last time Jeffrey Springs took the mound, I was at the game. And I swear I might be the biggest jinx there is with regard to the A's and going to the games. My record this year, I'm almost embarrassed to tell you, is 2-8, and I'm running on a 6-game losing streak. So after the A's have been playing so darn well, and Jeffrey Springs has been pitching the way he has, of course the game I go to, he gets hit. I thought he was going to have a comeback type of game today. Pandara, would have been nice to sweep, but I'm not upset. They were pretty great this series. Good job. Hey, that's a great point you made. And all I've said all year is I want this team to compete. And they competed today. They didn't execute, but they competed. Jeffrey Springs, I thought he was going to have a bounce back performance. Right off the bat, Nolan Shanawell in the first reaches on an infield hit. He gets Mike Trout striking out, swinging for the second out. Taylor Ward doubles in the right center field gap. Butler makes a hell of a play by cutting that ball off and allowing second and third rather than showing us scoring from all the way from first. But first pitch to Jo Adell, and he delivers a 3-run bomb, and that ball came off the bat hard, 115.3, and right off the bat, 3-0 Angels. A's bounced back, and what was nice about how they came back, it was all with 2 outs. Brett Rooker with 2 outs, lines a double down the left field line. Soderstrom has been so darn good, extends his hitting streak to 16 games. Line drive single to left that actually deflects off the third baseman's glove, 3-1. We go to the bottom of the third, and Nick Kurtz, it shows you what a hell of a hitter he is and how strong the kid is. Basically just flicks it to left field, and that ball carried right over the left field wall. 3-2. Langeliers homers over the left center field wall, ties the game at 3, back-to-back bombs. I mean, that's the excitement of this team. That's what this team can bring to the table. Top of the 5th. Mike Trout walks. A big issue with Jeff Springs today, and his issue all year has been command. When he walks, guys, when he can't find the zone, he has problems. He walked 3 today, and he hit a batter. And the top of the 5th, Mike Trout leads off with a hit. Taylor Ward hits a soft liner, a medium liner to third, 1 out. Adell hits a shot down the right field line, and we got lucky here. We got lucky. Bounces over that short fence, ground rule double. We have second and third. Ohapi strikes out swinging for the second out. And then Christian Moore. I thought Springs made a hell of a pitch to Christian Moore. And he flips a little blooper to right. Soft liner. Scores 2, making it 5-3. I mean, at that point, should we have taken out Jeffrey Springs? And we've heard all year, like, hey, Kotze doesn't let these guys go. He overmanages. I was okay. I thought he made a good pitch. I thought it was the right at bat and the right hitter. And he just stuck his bat out. It was a good piece of hitting. He got the hit. He drove in 2, 5-3. I've got my Kurtz Lang Rook auto cards. Just had to add Soderstrom to that list today. Love the way he plays. Yeah. Soderstrom's looking good. 16-game hitting streak. 5-3. Ferguson comes in, looks great. And again, that bullpen has been so dependable as of late. Nothing going in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 6th. Again, Ferguson looks great. And then we get to the bottom 6. Lawrence Butler. Finally, Lawrence Butler. Solo bomb to right. 5-4. JJ Bledao's a little disappointed in this series. Went 0 for 8 with a couple walks. Brett Harris lines a 2-out double down the left field line to keep the inning going. And that man, Luis Urías, always seems to have a big hit. Lines a single to right. Brett Harris scores, ties the game at 5. Osvaldo Bido. Who would have expected that? Who would have expected Osvaldo Bido to do what he did in the 7th? 3 hitters, 3 punch-outs. I mean, that was a dude looking like he was pitching to save his career. That's what it looked like to me for Osvaldo Bido in the 7th. He was unreal in that 7th. That's the best I've ever seen him look. Alvarado in the 8th was awesome. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And Darrell Hernandez with a 2-out double down the left field line. They walked Bleday intentionally to face Brett Harris, and Brett Harris just did not seem ready for the moment. And he cued one back to the pitcher to end it. Sean Newcomb came in the 9th, was lights out. And here we go, bottom 9th. Unfortunately, we're going to relive this. Kenley Jansen comes in. And you know what you're getting from Kenley Jansen. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best relievers ever. And Carlos Cortez pinch hits for Luis Urías. Line drive, base hit to right center. Schumann pinch runs for Cortez. Nick Kurtz walks on 4 pitches. We have first and second. Here we go. Time to walk it off. Langeliers strikes out swinging. Do we bunt with Langeliers in that situation? I don't know. I don't hate bunting in that situation. I don't know if you can, though. I can't really second guess Kotsay on that one, though. That's a tough one. Rooker chases one in the dirt. Strikes out swinging. Soderstrom walks on 4 pitches to load the bases. And here comes Lawrence Butler, the kid that's been struggling all year long. First pitch, pop out. Top of 10, tied at 5. My A's, I want to speculate. Speculate away, bud. On the bottom line, so bad, but nope, the offense did their thing. Spring seemed to be warming up in the first 2 innings, more often than not. Forcing changeups, not challenging. Yeah, he walked a lot too. Yeah. What's up, J Souls? Kotsay lost the plot. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know if I can really sit here and blame it on the bullpen and blame it on Kotsay. You know, when I look back at it, I mean, this is kind of who the A's are, right? That's who they're defined as, what, quote unquote sluggers. I think that's just the way baseball is. There's no more situational hitting. It's the same at bat, no matter what. I don't know. I don't know if I'm in Kotsay's chair, what decision I make differently. I would probably bunt Langeliers to make it second and third, but Langeliers never in a bunt position. Would he have been able to even lay down the bunt against a fireballer like Jansen? I don't know. I don't like that either, J Souls. I agree with you. I don't like Kurtz in the leadoff spot. But again, like my A's said, we can't really blame the offense. They put up 5 runs. That should be enough to win. But I agree with you. This is the second time you've done that. I don't like Kurtz in the leadoff spot. 100% agree. I don't like that. You know who I wouldn't mind in the leadoff spot, guys? Darryl Hernandez. You talk about a kid that has great at-bats. It's Darryl Hernandez. Speaking of great at-bats, how about Zach Geloff? 2 home runs tonight. 2, not 1, 2 more home runs tonight. Let's talk about the 10th inning meltdown, unfortunately, up next. Preseason is already heating up and college football isn't far behind. Whether you've got your eye on big name quarterbacks or breakout running backs, Prize Picks makes it easy to get in the game. This year, being from the Bay Area, I am super excited for the Niners and actually very excited for the Vegas Raiders as well. Can either of them make a serious playoff push? I am looking forward to capitalizing on a few over-unders this year. Not quite sure as of yet, but I have a couple up my sleeve. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. I've used Prize Picks for a few seasons now and love how simple it is. I can get a lineup in before my coffee finishes brewing. The flex play option is a total game changer. Even when one of your picks misses, you still doubled my money. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Download the Prize Picks apps today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. Prize Picks, run your game. So, 10th inning, the meltdown. Michael Kelly, who's been so darn good this year too. That's what was such a shame about Michael Kelly. He's been so good this year for the A's, and he just has a stinker. It's a tough position too, coming in with that ghost runner at second base. My A's bottom 9, 2 on, nobody out. No bunt. Angels 2 on, top bunt in this sequence. Yeah, I know, but my A's, I mean, look who they had up and look who the A's had up. Do the Angels bunt, for example, with Taylor Ward in that situation? The A's had Shea Langeliers. Okay, first of all, I agree with you. I agree with you that they should have put down the bunt. But can we sit here and really second guess Kotze on that one? I mean, how many times has Langelier been asked to put down a bunt this year? 0. When was the last time Shea Langeliers has put down a bunt? Would he have been able to get a bunt down with a fireballer like Jansen on the mound? I don't know. Yes. I would have liked to see a bunt. I would have liked to see second and third, 2 outs. Second and third, 1 out. But at the same time, with that being said, I can't really second guess Kotze either. But we can't see 9-player who can hit a home run. We have to look at 9-player ready to make sense. Yeah, hey, my A's, I don't disagree with you. But point being is, yeah, I wish we laid down that bunt too. I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. I thought we should have laid down the bunt, but being on the outside looking in, again, we don't even know if Shea Langeliers was able to put that bunt down. That's my only point. That's all I'm getting at right there. Any other hitter, yeah. But yeah, I would have liked to see him lay down the bunt. At least I would have liked to see him square around once. You kind of knew what was going to happen. It's just, just rough. Mike Trout, ghost runner on second to start the 10th. You got me rattled now, my A's. Jesus. First pitch, to make things worse, pass ball by Langeliers. Runner on third, no outs. Kelly walks Taylor Ward. First and third, no outs. Jo Adell comes to the plate. Solid base hit up the middle. Mike Trout scores, making it 6-5. Logan O'Hoppe, that's who you're talking about. He lays down the Sakurai bunt. Same situation as the A's, right? Same exact situation as the A's. First and second, the exact same situation. First and second, no outs. They lay down the bunt. Second and third, one out. Christian Moore hits a soft grounder up the middle. Hernandez makes a clean play. It's kind of going left. It would have had to be a perfect throw. He didn't make a perfect throw. Run score, 7-5. In that situation, though, I really wouldn't have minded that they walked more. And to load the bases. So you have a force at any base. So you have a force at any base. I didn't understand that either. Walk Christian Moore. Walk Christian Moore. You load the bases. Now you have a force everywhere. I would have liked to see that as well. 7-5. Kotsay then pulls Michael Kelly for Ben Bowden. And Ben Bowden gives up a triple to Luis Rengifo. And that was ball game. 9-5. Bryce Totosio flies out to deep center. 10-5. Neto homers. 11-5. Ball game. Yeah, I'm with you. There's a few things I would have done differently in the 10th. And in the 9th. I would have sacrificed bunt Langeliers. But we didn't. It's just, painful, guys. Painful. Like I said at the top of the show, I hope this is a situation. It's a lot more painful if we're losing these games and actually really in contention. And I hope we learn and go forward. And next year, same position, we make different decisions. But I don't know. I think this is why you have people here saying to trade Soderstrom or Langs for pitching depth when your lineup is too deep. Who drops the ego to make sacrifices? Even Rooker said that every bat he's swinging. Yeah, but that's, I don't think that's on the players though. I don't think I think that's what the coaches are. I think that's what the franchise is telling them to do, my A's. I don't think that's on the players. That's how baseball's being taught this day. I don't think it's on them. I don't think it's on them. I think that's an organizational attitude, my A's. I don't think that's Langeliers going on his own and making a decision. That's an organizational attitude. That's how baseball's being taught now. I have a feeling Geller will be back in the lineup Tuesday. Hey, Siphon, why not? The kid's been absolutely on fire. Leo DeVries got a promotion. Leo DeVries is going to Double-A. I would never trade those guys. Jay Souls pitching is coming. Yeah, I wouldn't trade any prospects for any guys like that for pitching. Pitching, like I've said, like I've always said, a hitter gets hurt, they're out like 4 to 6 weeks. A pitcher gets hurt, they're out like 2 years. We're all right, my A's. I hear what you're saying. But I think as far as not bunting in those situations, I think that's an organizational thing. I don't think that's a, Shea Langeliers said he doesn't want to. Shea Langeliers said he all of a sudden doesn't want to bunt. Leo D should not be going to Midland, in my opinion. You don't think so, huh? 7 for 13 last series. I think he's young. I would have kept him in. Lansing. I'm against that. Also, because Darlin Montero with Midland too is one of his good friends, and for him to go now to Midland, not sure if I like that. My A's, you said it, bud. On a good note, we're mourning a sweep loss and still got the series. Yeah, things have changed a little bit, huh? Attitudes changed a little bit. You're right. Hey, I'm glad you thought of it that way. That's for sure. For sure, man. Too young. I agree, Siphon. I think they just want to see what he has, right? We'll see. We'll see soon enough how he looks in Midland. I like the fact that he had a friend on the team he was familiar with, and Darlin Montero in Lansing is the big thing. I would have kept him there. And he's only been there for what? He hasn't been in Lansing for, his numbers been okay since he's with the A's. I'll tell you what his numbers are. Lansing, DeVries, 15 games, 56 at bats, 9 runs, 15 hits, 2 doubles, 3 triples, 2 homers, 12 RBIs, 4 walks, 15 strikeouts. He's hitting 268, 856 OPS. And he's been hot as of late. He started off slow. So 15 games, though. Basically 2 series. I just saw Wilson at 0 for 4. It's okay. Yeah, I saw that too. I saw the game. Geloff looked amazing. Jacob Wilson's going to be Jacob Wilson. He's going to be just fine. Not too much to worry about there. We got the Twins Tuesday. Let's get back on the winning track, guys. If you want to know where we are compared to last year at this point, we were 54-72. Today, we are 56-70. So 2 games above pace from last year. And remember, last year's team had an awful, and I mean awful September. So we got that in our sense going for us. Tuesday, Jacob Lopez on the hill. I think it's Jacob Lopez, JT Ginn, Jack Perkins against the Twins. Then we go to Seattle. Luis Morales, Jeffrey Springs, Jacob Lopez, I believe. Run him back. So we'll see. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll be back on Tuesday night, probably after dark, post game to cover that game. We're all right, guys. It's like I said. What's up, Jordan? Every day. Yep. Hashtag every day. Thank you, pal. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Jay Souls. I was going to mention there is a individual in low A Stockton from down under Gold Coast, I want to say, by the name of Max Durrington, 18-year-old kid. He's from Australia. Good little player. 18, 19-year-old playing with low A Stockton. Check him out. Nice player. But what do you got here, Siphon? Possible Butler, Wilson, Rooker, Kurtz, Lang, Sodi, Geloff, Harris, Colby lineup next week. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? If Lokevs gives another 6 innings, no, I think the only way my A's is if he gets to like 40 consecutive scoreless innings. He's at like 24 right now, right? He's at 24. Kurtz is still playing though. It's not like Kurtz is taking the foot off the pedal. It's not like he's regressed. That's the thing. The only thing is if like Lopez gets close or starts flirting with history. That's the only way. Who's your favorite team that didn't win a title? For me, it's, well, we got a lot of teams that didn't win a title. 2012. Chris, I have two teams. And I have three teams. My favorite teams in the Bay Area of all time. 84 Niners, 15-1. The 2012 A's, and then 3 was the, what was it, 2007, 2008 Warriors, the We Believe team. The We Believe team. Those were my 3 favorite times rooting for a team ever in my life. If I had to pick 3 years, 84 Niners, because, hey, Joe, 2012 A's, and then the We Believe Warriors, 07-08. Those are mine. 88-90. Those for the A's, oh man, see the thing with me with 88-90, when I think back to those teams, I get angry for how dominant those teams were and not to win. It's just man. 2014, that wild card game in Kansas City, and we signed Lester. I'd love John Lester. I'd love that signing. Moss hitting 2 bombs in KC. And just all the craziness about that game. Oh, is that right? On Durrington. I didn't know that. So yeah. So Chris, yeah, it's 2012. You liked yourself Zito and Tejada. Those were fun teams, right? You know what's interesting though about the Tejada thing? So one of the main reasons, obviously most of you guys, if not all of you guys, have seen the and Schmarza, yeah, Moneyball. The reason why they didn't, one of the reasons supposedly they didn't talk about Tejada in the movie Moneyball was because everything Tejada did with regard to his style of play was against everything Moneyball was about, which I found interesting. I read that. I don't know where I read it. It could have been, I could have dreamt it or something, but I read it somewhere. I thought it was pretty interesting. Anyway, we're getting better, guys. We got 36 games left. It's been a hell of a year. Let's watch these games and have a lot of fun with it and see what happens. 2020, yes. 2020, good call. Since you got our best year to win it all in the last 15 years, Dodgers fan. Yeah, you're right. It's just so overshadowed, right? I mean, it seemed like that 2020 playoffs, man. It seemed like everybody made the damn playoffs that year. I mean, they had it seemed like one of those NC2A brackets. I mean, 2020 was crazy, man. Just crazy. But yeah, as far as the team we had, yeah, you're right. 2006, huh? Yeah. Yeah, 06 was good. The book was good. Still stuff out. Yeah. I mean, the whole thing with Moneyball, really, for me, it comes down to one thing. It really does come down to one thing. On base percentage was never considered any type of value. The A's discovered that value first. When other teams hopped on the same thing, all of a sudden, they were now paying for guys who got on base. Therefore, it is what it is. But when you look at those particular teams, I mean, the reason why the A's are so successful is simply because of the draft. mean, you have 3 pitchers. Eventually when you're going to draft first rounder after first rounder after first rounder, top 10 pick after top 10 pick after top 10 pick, you're going to have a good team. Same thing with the A's this year, right? It's been a long time since we had this many first round picks. First base, Kurtz, 4 overall. Second base, Muncy was first round, 21st overall. Shortstop, Wilson, 6th overall. Brett Harris was a 4th rounder, I think. Who else do we got on this squad? That when you're talking about Brett Harris, 7th rounder, 2021. Bleday, I hope, God, I was disappointed in Bleday this weekend. Bleday went 0 for 8. Here's some of the stats. Langeliers, 3 for 14. Worker, 5 for 13. Kurtz, 5 for 11. Colby, 4 for 7. Soderstrom, 3 for 8. Hernandez, 5 for 11. Brett Harris was 3 for 11. Butler, 2 for 11. Cortez, 1 for 1. Urías, 1 for 5. Bullpen was great. Never mentioned 06 walk-off grand slam salami was gross. Yeah. But I appreciate you guys. And again, like I said, Tuesday, I will check you guys out on Tuesday. Have a good night. Tough loss today. Hey, like I said, better losing it now when we're 14 games under 500 than we're in contention for a playoff spot. So it could have been a lot worse. Take care, fellas. I'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen every day. For your second listen, find the all-night Locked On MLB Game Night, every game, every night, until a World Series champion is crowned. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts.